Alright, it's time to hopefully finish what I started many moons ago, and that is making the strongest Red Longshot I possibly can, because, well, it's a rare Red Longshot, that's a given. However, I was given this by a fan, and I don't really feel like letting it just sit there and do nothing like all of my other blasters. I don't necessarily want to destroy it, cut it up, or anything like that, but I do want to give this thing a chance at life and make it just the strongest, beastliest thing in my entire arsenal when it comes to springers, and, well, that's proved to be a little more difficult, because in the first video, I was getting under my caliber level performances with, like, a full metal worker kit installed everything in this, and I still wasn't getting that much out of it, and that was annoying. Now I have some new things, and I have a lot of words from you guys. A lot of people had a lot of ideas, and I kind of agreed with most of them. There's some that I'm still dubious about, but I want to give them a fair shot. So, first thing, we're changing out the spring. We're not using the included Longshot spring. We're going to use this original OG Nerf Turf spring from Straya. Yeah, this is, I've had this for a long time, and I haven't had a chance to use it, and I feel terrible about that, but here it is, going to hopefully give my Red Longshot some massive power. Now, this is not the perfect end-all be-all, but I do realize that not only is this a stupid powerful spring, but I believe there's another one that Turf spring made that fit inside of this to make it even stronger. I may have to get my hands on that at some time, but I'm hoping to get at least 250, if not 300 out of this Longshot. So hopefully this will get me there. I've also gotten a couple of other things, like the brand new worker plunger tube rod assembly. I really don't understand why this wasn't already a thing, but yeah, here is a worker plunger rod and tube to go with the metal kit, I would assume? I'm not quite sure. This was sent to me by workerkit.com, and I thank them profusely, because I guess they just happened to pay attention to my channel and realized I was going to be building a Longshot, because I had already done a video on this, and they, I didn't even ask for it, they just sent it to me. So, kudos to them, to be perfectly honest. And then I've got this right here. Now this is a dyed, I use this, artifact pump grip for the Longshot. Now, I don't remember if this is the one that needs any kind of cutting. I don't think it does. I'm almost positive it doesn't. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted one of these, but I wanted one that kind of matched the blaster. Now, I was given this by Keegan. Thank you very much, Keegan. He gave me this and the 2 bars for it. But I didn't have any of the hardware. Somebody else, whose name I have forgotten, and please let me know down in the comment section who you are so I can at least pin your comment and give you lots of love, because the fan mail unboxing I did, where I got the hardware kit and another pump grip in a black, so you guys can actually argue down in the comments whether you like this red one or a solid black that would match this grip and stuff down here. Well, I don't know your name, but they gave me the hardware kit, or at least most of it. There are 2 screws in here, the priming rod, and a bunch of springs, which I assume are like trigger and stuff springs. I was also sent the trigger, whom at the moment I'm also forgetting who sent me this, and I have dyed it red because it has to match the Red Longshot. So there's a lot of random stuff here, and I have a lot of people to thank for this, but hopefully, with all of your powers combined, we can make this thing an absolute monster and make yet another Red Longshot out there that's not afraid to bust some faces. But before we get to any of that, we have to open this thing up once again. I am immediately reminded of this absolute terror that is this catch in this priming indicator, but first things first, let's replace the plastic trigger here with a much better metal one. I am reminded that this will, in fact, chip over time, and that's perfectly fine. I want it to kind of look worn in. Next is the plunger tube itself. Now, I did have to do a little bit of damage to the front of it here in order to install this new barrel. Many people seem to be under the impression that the barrel could be causing me issues. Hopefully that's not the case, because I don't want to have to try to make some kind of crazy breach for this. One of the reasons why I wanted the worker kit is so I don't have to deal with any kind of breach system, but yeah, we've had some issues here. So, I'm going to remove that. I'm going to lube the crap out of all of these O-rings and everything and make sure they're getting a good seal. I'm curious about this whole system right here, because it looks like I have a new piece to go with the new plunger tube, which is a little weird. There you go, there's that. No, there's still lubrication in there. Some people also said that maybe it was this washer that I put under the spring as a rest that could be causing vacuum sealing. I'm not entirely convinced of that, to be perfectly honest, because something like that, obviously it would draw air in from the front, so I think that's the entire point of it, but we'll find out. Need to remember how this unthreads. So we still have the same bolt setup, but we are going to change out the plunger tube and the plunger rod. Many people thought that maybe the plunger rod, the new plunger head, was too heavy for the spring. That is also entirely possible. I'm not quite certain. The big difference is that the new one is supposed to be a slightly larger diameter and not tapered in any way. There's always a slight tapering in these old Longshot plunger tubes. This one's not supposed to be tapered at all. So this should be completely incredible. What is this piece right here, though? I have no clue what this is for. It doesn't go back there. What is this piece for? I'm curious what the actual use for that is. There is one screw in here. Okay, well, we're gonna just replace this. So we're gonna put the original bolt. Oh, wait, before we do that, we need to have some lubrication. Actual worker lube for this. Could just use super lube, but this is the actual worker stuff. Interesting. Okay. That O-ring seems slightly smaller than it should be. Which leaves some questions, because yes, this is supposed to be a slightly larger diameter. I'm wondering if one of these O-rings is supposed to go around it instead. It is possible. There's another O-ring. I have no clue what that one is actually for, and there's two more in here. One of them is kind of weird. Is this, no, I thought that might go in there or something, but it doesn't. This seems like dead space. I wonder if I forgot a piece with that. I'll have to look through my little spot to see if I have anything that would fill that gap. So I'm going to go with this one right here, just to see if... Ooh, wow, that's actually really strong. Okay. Well, that seems to be what I'm supposed to use. That was just a guess, but that is a much stronger seal. Hopefully not too much. That almost seems like too much. Let's try to put some more lubricant in there. Okay, that is a different screw. They're about the same length, but this one seems much thicker. So I'm not sure if that's the one I want to use or not. I'm not certain. We'll just roll with it. After all, it's meant to go for the Longshot, and I would assume it's designed to go with all the stuff Worker already has. Alright, so there's the new plunger rod. I'm going to lubricate this up quite a bit as well. That should... that doesn't seem to be. I think I need to use this other O-ring, because that does not seem to be making a seal. Alright, something tells me something's up about that, but Maybe I just don't realize it. Something about that seems off. This also seems to be a thing. So, now comes the part where I have to try to figure out how to get this piece on there precisely. Aha! Alright, that makes more sense. Well, of course, that doesn't mean anything right now because we don't have it bolted into the sled, but... Huh, that's different. I don't remember that needing to be a thing. Alright, plunger tube is in the peg, like people pointed out before. This thing, I'll have to just put that in backwards, but that should be okay. Dude, I remember specifically hating this catch more than anything. I still hate this catch! Well, this is another one of those scenarios where I don't want to have to do it, but I'm pretty sure I have to, and that is I need to cut out some pieces on the shell here. It looks like this thing will not go together without that. I have tried every which way to close it. It gets stuck in the same spot, and when I look at it when it's together, I can clearly see that it will not go together because these pieces are in the way. Now, I've looked at the piece in, like, they seem to match up perfectly, so I think I'm doing the right thing, but there's no guide for this online. I have asked the Fuzzy Walrus Discord, and they don't know exactly either, so I think I'm just going to have to trim it a little bit and see what happens, because I don't see another way for this piece to go together in there. I don't want to not use it, because then I'm going to have plastic slamming against metal, which means the end of the plunger rod could just snap off, which would be bad. So obviously I want to have that material there. I just, worker, you're just killing me with this stuff, man. Like, there needs to be, like, pre-made guides for this kind of stuff before people like me get their hands on it, because it's just scary. And if I do cut this wrong, well, then I probably just screwed myself, but we'll see. Well, about a half hour later, and I finally got that stuff done. I've got a headache now dealing with this. Hopefully, I can just get this next piece going rather effortlessly. So this should, yep, it doesn't need to be cut or anything by the looks of it. I can just snap it on like that. Got these nice bars that I've tinted here. I need to find some screws that'll fit that. That's going to be an issue, but there are two here. But most importantly, I have the actual priming bar. This would be the part that would be a little difficult for me to replace. There we go. Perfect. Oh. Yeah. Well, hopefully that's good enough. Oh my god. Well, that's, that is not a light draw. Oh my god, there's more screws that go in on the bottom. Oh man, I really need to get the entire thing. But it does prime. It does fire. No catch slipping or anything like that. Alright. We may be in business. So I do have one last thing, which is this nice little artifact mag for short darts that I tinted red because it needs to match the rest of the blaster. If this thing doesn't just destroy everything, I'm going to be a little upset. Alright. Well, it shot the head off the dart. Yeah, I think that's hitting pretty hard. Let me actually shoot it at range. See what happens. Oh my god. That may be what I'm looking for. Let's go fire up the chronograph and see what this thing's doing. Found a minor incompatibility with the artifact mag. It won't take worker Stefan, so we're going to use the brand new clear katana mag stuff from Jet Blasters, which is sent off to me. That'll be pretty fun. Alright, this thing's hitting pretty hard. I hope it's hitting 250 FPS hard. Ho 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 ho! That's what I'm talking about! Well, slightly less impressive. That sound this thing makes is deadly. It's a pretty hard prime. Uh-oh. What happened there? Wow, it blew the head off before even firing the dart. These worker Stefans, little complaint, they always blow the heads off. It's pretty aggravating, to be perfectly honest. Yep, just blew the head off again. It's just destroying darts now. Well, I got my 250 shot. It's definitely the most powerful Springer I have now. I don't even think the darts I have are capable of being cronied by it, because it just blows the heads right off. But let me know if you think that's appropriate for this kind of build. I'm definitely happy with that performance, but let me know if there's something you think I did wrong or could do even better. I'm really curious about this, because maybe it can hit that mythical 300 number, I'm not sure, but 16 kilogram spring and all the bells and whistles I could possibly do into a complete custom Red Longshot. Well, I'd love to turn this thing up even more, but that might be the end of it. Now all I have to do is print out some decals and, well, make it look pretty good. I did call this Project Red Comet. I'm going to be changing that because somebody else, basically right after I did the first video of the Red Comet, somebody made a blaster they called the Red Comet, and so they already had a whole blaster made. I just had projects, so I'm actually going to call this blaster Full Frontal because that's funnier. And if you watched Gundam Unicorn, you'd understand it. So anyway, this has been Walcom's Hands. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one.
You gotta